service to acknowledge the children of Liberia, whose lives were taken, stolen, or forever changed by the Civil War. To remember the innocent boys and girls who never had the chance to grow, to learn, to dream, or to live in peace. We remember the children who were silenced by violence, displaced by fear, separated from their families, and forced to carry burdens no child should ever carry. We acknowledge their pain. We acknowledge their suffering. We acknowledge their stolen childhoods. And today, we say their lives matter. We recognize that the war left deep wounds in our communities and
we can unite for good. A place to reflect, a place to be hopeful. But as we move into the future, we must remember. And what is it that we must remember? We must remember that our country, Liberia, is not just an abstract thing. I always tell people, when they say Liberia dirty, I say replace
the trauma, the things that we cannot unsee, the experiences that we cannot unlive, but that we've been forced to push aside and just move on. Because that's what our society dictates. This is what our society, what was the norm of our society. So being a part of this movement, a part of this one is significant. And one thing I want to say to you all is encouraging. Today, we have a few people who have showed up, right? It takes time, it takes commitment, it takes effort. So as we leave here today, beyond my own personal reflection, this is a personal request, a personal call to each and every one of you sitting in there, that as you leave here today, I want you to spread the word. Encourage another person, bring somebody else on board, so that together we all can do this. Because this is not one person.
we affirm that love for humanity must guide our nation forward. Today, we honor the children. We honor their memory. We honor their innocence. We honor their dreams. And we honor their lives. And as we work together in Kukatonon, share humanity and collective responsibility, we promise to carry their memory with dignity, compassion, and commitment to peace. May their memory guide us. May their stories strengthen us. May their lives remind us of our duty to protect every child. And may Liberia continue to rise in peace, dignity, and healing. We remember, we honor, we commit.
So many things that when we begin to see ourselves as people that need to change the negatives, we can do that. And it starts with the young people. It starts with the young people. So as a young man, I see myself be inspired. So this work is not just about marching or wearing white t-shirts or saying good words, but it's about starting something very important for the future of the young people. And that's why most time, when it comes to violence in our country, we who are activists or advocates, we are always talking to our fellow young people, telling them that although we did not experience the war, but we have read history. And besides,
I say, Kukatonon, say to that person, we are one.
We
Kukatonon,
we are one.
You are saying you listen to people.
You do ask people.
Okay? Look into the person's eyes. When I say Kukatonon, you say we are one. Kukatonon,
We are one.
thank you. I'd like to thank you all on behalf of Empowerment Square and the Kuwo movement, of which I am a member. I'm one of those people that serve in many different capacities, and this is one. So currently, as I
Let's put our hands together for that really of acknowledgement. Thank you, Mrs. Garfield. Now, in honor of the children that lost their lives, in honor of the victims, we can all stand and have a minute of silence.
Of the Liberian United to Fight Violence, or Liberian United Against Violence, and I'm a volunteer. I'm always inspired to see myself in this kind of gathering. I'm a young person, and I can say that I don't really have much history of war, because some of us were born during the war. But what we have read, I believe.
Memory of your loved ones can be honored once a year, every April. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Now we can start our drawing.
Richard, who was lost, we commit ourselves to building a Liberia where children are protected, valued, and given the opportunity to thrive in peace and dignity. We pledge to teach future generations the truth about our history, not to reopen wounds, but to heal them, not to divide our people, but to unite them, not to live in fear of the past, but to build hope for the future. We affirm that no child should ever again experience the horrors of war in Liberia. We affirm that peace is our collective responsibility. We affirm that remembrance is a path toward healing. We affirm that unity is
Defenseless civil war several years ago. The route chosen was intentional. It was a walk from a place of pain, a place that represents a painful, hurtful past filled with violence, hunger, disease, rape, evil, but most importantly, filled with lost hope, shattered dreams, and death for some. And we end at the Liberian Learning Center, a place that we hope, because for me it does represent hope. A hope that our country has transitioned, and most importantly, a hope that when we put away pessimism and are optimistic, we can work together to build something as graceful as this, that builds communities, sustains our countries, and does not destroy it. I'm a member of KUO, or the country manager for Liberian Learning Center, both. But I just like to say thank you for honoring our call today. Every one of you, the band, the members, those who just joined. This is a call to honor the lives of those cut short due to the Liberian Civil War. The Kukatonon, the annual walk, is a walk to ensure that as we advance as a country and the people from conflict to post-conflict, we never forget the hopes, the dreams, and the lives that were cut short.
Let the
others will be taking us home as they get ready. But before that, I want to take a moment to say thank you, especially to you, Deputy Minister Fatima, for being here. We talk about leadership in Liberia, and I love to chastise leaders. People who know me know that. Doesn't matter which party or which group you're from. This is when the real essence of leadership is tested and proven. Not when the president is present, or not when the VIPs show up, not when the ambassadors show up. We were very intentional that we were not going to do a big marketing spree and spend thousands of dollars and chase down every minister. The same letter we sent to the Ministry of Internal or Ministry of Local Government is the same letter we sent around to every other one. And we felt that as Liberians, our leaders' first line of duty is Minister Fatima, you can make it to be here, not because you were chased, because you got informed one time and that was enough for you to be here. And I wanted to mark that acknowledgement. That's a true test of leadership. Since the war ended in Liberia, the several different wars that we went through, a lot of emphasis, everybody likes to talk about the perpetrators. Everybody talks about war crime court. I'm not against that. I think that too is necessary. But we can't have that at the detriment of the victims. We can do both things. We can do that side as well, and then we can also provide care, concern, and passion for each other. Many of you who are here who were born after the war or young during the war like myself, we don't even realize that this country is not normal. We still continue to struggle. Let me say it to you. 2-year-old children getting raped by old men is not normal. It's not a mistake. Let me say this to you.
CEO and Mr. Leo and his team for affording me the opportunity to be here. Today, we gathered in memory, in humility, and in shared responsibility. disrupted families, destroyed dreams, and created generations of children who grew up in fear and uncertainty. Some children became victims of violence. Some became witnesses to violence. Some were forced into violence, and many were left without protection, care, or hope. Today, we refuse to forget them. We acknowledge that silence that followed the war. We acknowledge the stories that were never told. We acknowledge that tears were never seen. We acknowledge the grief carried quietly by families and survivors for many years. And today, we break that silence with remembrance and truth. We commit ourselves.
Seigneur, merci, merci beaucoup, merci, 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 Seigneur,
And it tells you that a lot of people just heard things about the war and they did not know what really happened. And the other half are people who just struggled through the period of the war and were unable to tell their story. This walk today is a reminder that we have a responsibility to this country to heal it. Because if we cannot heal Liberia, we're going nowhere. And so, as someone who have been working with survivors, knowing the weight of the stories they carry, the trauma, working with people who still have bullet fragments in their bodies, we understand what it means to say we hear you. We know that you exist. We acknowledge your pain. And I want to say thanks to the whole movement for organizing this, because this is an opener into what the nation needs.
seeing our young people. We are seeing the youth on the streets. We are seeing things that affected us during the war. So we can change that narrative. So I believe this is a history making, and I will always love to be part of a history that will have a positive impact on our country. And I'm calling on all of the young people to join this movement, to always stand up for the betterment of our country. We are always ready to contribute as young people in the best way we can. Thank you.